What's up, fight fans? Welcome back to the channel, and oh man, do we have a wild one today. Jon Jones is in the hot seat yet again, slammed by an ex-UFC official over his denial of PED use, called out by Tom Aspinall, and teasing a possible comeback, even after retirement. Let's unpack everything that went down. So here's the deal. Just last month, Jon Bones Jones fired back at critics saying, and I quote, "You silly gooses know I never took steroids. The evidence is all there. Hence why I was able to fight again." Yep, that's what he said in response to Tom Aspinall, who's been hammering him for months for holding up the heavyweight division. Aspinall even called him, and I quote, "an absolute piece of shit" over his PED history and reluctance to defend the belt. Harsh words, but not entirely surprising given their rivalry. But here's where it gets spicy. Veteran referee Big John McCarthy, who's seen more UFC fights than most of us have had hot dinners, straight up called BS on Jon's denial. He reminded everyone of those failed drug tests, hydroxychloroquine and letrozole before UFC 200 in 2016, that fight against Daniel Cormier. Scrapped, and then later he popped for Turinabol too, and his win over Cormier was overturned. Big John didn't sugarcoat it. He said, "He's been caught. As simple as it gets. You can say you didn't, but nobody's buying it." He even added, "I don't care if you were microdosing or whatever, you took it." But to be fair, McCarthy also gave credit where it's due. He said Jon Jones was a game changer for the sport, for his creativity and dominance, and hey, that's hard to argue with. But here's the problem. Jon holds the record as the longest reigning heavyweight champ, yet he's defended the belt just once. And his sudden retirement announcement left a lot of fans and fighters furious. And just when we thought his story was done, enter Donald Trump. Yep, at a rally in Iowa last week, Trump dropped the bombshell. He wants to host a UFC event at the White House for America's 250th anniversary. He even said, "We've got plenty of land, we're gonna build a little Dana's. Gonna do it." He claims the lawn could hold up to 25,000 fans. Imagine that, cage fighting on the White House lawn. And guess who suddenly popped back into the conversation? You guessed it. Jon Jones. On X, he wrote, "Just re-entered the testing pool." That lasted for about 2 weeks. Figured we'd keep everyone's options open, which sounds a lot like he's already rethinking retirement. So what's next? Will Jon headline the White House card? Will he finally face Tom Aspinall? Or will the UFC and the fans finally move on? One thing's for sure, love him or hate him, Jon Jones knows how to stay in the spotlight. But what do you think? Is Jon Jones done? Should the UFC strip him for stalling the division? And would you actually watch a UFC fight at the White House? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss the next big story in MMA.